Hey guys, welcome to another video. This is Warcry Gaming. Here today I'm going to be teaching you guys how to use hybrid. So when scouting the space, I got kind of excited because if you'll note down here, we have the Eagle Artillery is quite easily queen walkable or queen chargeable, and you can even get one or two of these Infernos here with it. So that kind of excited me. Another thing I noticed, right here, your town hall. It's upgrading, so you won't have the Giga Tesla to deal with. Not only that, you won't have a Town Hall bomb to deal with, which is great. Another thing you'll notice, the queen's all the way over here. She's upgrading, obviously, because there's no queen around, so that's one thing that's great. I don't have to worry about her. The king, he's not much to worry about. He's level 26, and just about any troop here will deal with him. I note that this side is pretty good for the miners themselves to start those going. And without further ado, let's get right into the attack. So I was trying to place the baby dragon at this barracks, but for some reason I went for the gold mine and got in range of that air defense, which kind of messed up our funnel here. But that's fine, because it all worked out in the end. If we move on, good thing I used those balloons here, by the way. I used those to bait the black bombs, and there were kind of two of them there. That would have done a bit of damage to our queen charge here. Use the wizard to try and make sure the queen doesn't go around the base, which she didn't. Couple of the wall breakers here, I used a few extra just so that double cannon wouldn't kill, my one, and then they don't get through. So right about now, she's going for that Eagle Artillery like I'd hoped for. Not really anything can touch her while these healers are raged, so I'm not too concerned about it. Then there were the two Expos and that Inferno. Had to make sure I freeze that just to keep the queen from going down too early. Pop a rage just to help her get through this part. I did end up popping her ability here just because there's no way to, even with the freeze, there's no way to keep her alive there without popping her ability. Then over here we start our siege barracks funnel with the king. Use our hog riders, everything like that, get those going. I did unfortunately forget to bait the clan castle here, which was a big mistake on my part, but it all worked out in the end. I had nothing else to use them for, so I kind of figured I'd try and get them into the walls here, which they did. Kind of try and get the king in there maybe. Pop a heal spell here. I used my miners over here. My Grand Warden's kind of sticking with them. I did have to freeze these dragons that came out of the clan castle. Poison them, everything like that. The Grand Warden, I did end up being able to save his ability because there was no giant bomb. So that was completely saved the entire attack. Unfortunately, the queen did go down. But the hog riders and the miners seemed to be dealing with everything pretty well. The healers did end up distracting those dragons, though, which was great. They distracted them for long enough to let my hog riders and my miners kind of skate right by. The wizards did try and take out the dragons, but kind of failed, sadly. Not much they could have done against two max level dragons. But it's fine, because our hog riders, our miners, everything like that, our P.E.K.K.A., they're cleaning up this side of the base, and they're way ahead of these dragons. I did use two archers at the end here, kind of get that last building, just in case it came down to, everything else was dead. But it all worked out in the end, because, still got the 3-star. I am not a major game player, I'm not big leagues or anything like that, so I do make mistakes in my attacks, unlike most of your professional players. But yeah, that was my hybrid attack. I'll pull up the army here real quick so that you guys can see what I use if you want to copy this at all. I use the archers here and the minion for cleanup troops, just extra buildings, trash buildings, something in a corner, stuff like that. The wizard and the baby dragon are just for funneling. The balloons are literally, all they do is fish out the seeking air mines and the red air bombs. I do use 8 wall breakers, and most people would suggest I sacrifice 2 of these and get another wizard, but I like bringing 8 because you got to make sure you get that queen into the middle for the queen charge, otherwise the whole attack is just going to fail. And then the 13 hog riders. The hog riders are key to the attack. They're one of the most important parts, because if you don't get your hog riders going and they don't clean, in front of the miners. If they don't take out the defenses in front of the miners, then your miners are going to have to use a lot more heals, and they're going to go down much more quickly. And then you got your 16 miners, the most important part of the attack. And then your 5 healers for the queen charge, everything like that. I bring 2 heal spells. Make sure you save those for the Hog Riders and the miners. They'll kind of stick pretty close together for most of the attack. Just save them for the splash turrets, giant bombs, stuff like that. Save your rage spells for the queen charge, because you want to get as much damage as possible. I mean, miners, hogs, they don't really need rage spells for anything. The freeze spells, such as you saw with that Inferno Tower, you just save those to kind of, if you have to use one to keep your queen charge going, do it. If you need to freeze, say, a bomb tower or a multi-target Inferno to keep your Hog Riders or your miners alive, do it. CC troops, stuff like that. If you need more than just your poison spell, go ahead and use a freeze spell. The poison spells obviously mainly for CC troops, or if they don't have those, stuff like heroes, or even if you kill all those early on, you could use it for skeletons. That's after heroes and clan castle troops are down, it doesn't have much use. I do bring 8 Hog Riders in the clan castle, along with a heal spell and the siege barracks. You don't use any siege machine aside from the siege barracks for a hybrid. You're just not going to have a good time. You're not going to be able to set that funnel for them very well, and you're not going to be able to let those Hog Riders out on the late end of things to clean up any extra defenses. The heal spell, just because it made more sense than bringing a 3rd rage, made more sense than bringing more freeze. It just extra healing for your miners, your hogs, everything like that. One thing I will say, don't use your heal spells on your heroes. The king, he doesn't have to survive to the end. All he has to do is tank for a little bit. Your queen, if the 5 healers aren't enough to keep her alive, then you're just wasting a spell at that point. Aside from that, that's about it for the attack. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe, and I will see you all later.